That, the honest question that changed everything. I never expected that a casual night of scrolling online could alter the entire direction of my life. It began with a simple question posted in a forum. What is your hope after this life? At first I thought nothing of it. People ask strange things online all the time. But something about the wording made me pause. It wasn't, what do you believe? Or, what do you expect? But rather, what is your hope? As a Muslim, I had grown up with the belief that my actions, my obedience and my devotion would determine where I stood before God after death. I typed out my response carefully, describing how I hoped that through prayer, fasting, charity and good deeds, Allah would have mercy on me. I hit submit and felt satisfied, but as the replies rolled in, a strange discomfort crept into me. One user responded, I hope in Jesus Christ because he forgave me and gave me eternal life, not because of what I've done, but because of what he did. Another wrote, my hope is certain Jesus promised it. I don't live in fear of weighing scales. I live in gratitude for his grace. I read those lines over and over, not because of what I've done, but because of what he did. That was different. In my answer, all I had written was, I hope my deeds are enough. Their answers sounded certain, confident, joyful. Mine sounded nervous, unsure, and heavy. That night I couldn't sleep. The question kept echoing, what is your hope after this life? The inner restlessness. The more I thought about it, the more unsettled I became. Growing up, I had always believed in God's greatness and mercy, but deep down I was never sure if I was good enough. I remembered my mistakes, I remembered my failures. I knew how easily I could sin even in thought, let alone in action. And if judgment was based on a scale, good versus bad, what if my bad outweighed my good? What if my best efforts still weren't enough? I returned to the forum the next day, half curious and half defensive. I didn't want to be convinced of anything, but I wanted to see what others had written. One reply stood out, in Islam, your hope depends on yourself. In Christianity, hope depends on Jesus. That's why one is uncertain and the other is secure. That sentence hit me like a stone. Conversations that opened my eyes, I decided to engage. I asked one of the Christians in private messages, how can you be so sure? How can you say your hope is certain? Don't you still sin? The person replied kindly, yes, I still fail. But my salvation isn't based on me. It's based on Christ who lived a perfect life, died for my sins and rose again. My hope is not that I will be good enough, but that Jesus was good enough for me. I sat in silence, staring at those words. Something stirred inside me, a strange mixture of fear and longing. I pressed further, almost arguing, but isn't that unfair? Shouldn't people earn their way? The person answered, if salvation could be earned, then none of us would make it. Grace isn't fair, it's a gift. That's why it's called good news. The turning point for weeks I wrestled. I began secretly reading parts of the Bible online. The words of Jesus startled me. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Rest, that was exactly what I lacked. I compared the teachings I had known all my life with what I was reading now. In my old mindset, the burden was always on me. Pray harder, fast more, give more, try more, hope more. In Jesus' words, the burden shifted. He carried the weight, and I was invited to rest in his finished work. The night of my decision came unexpectedly. I was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking again of that question, what is your hope after this life? For the first time, I admitted honestly to myself, I don't know. I'm scared I don't have peace. Then quietly, almost trembling, I prayed. Not the memorized prayers I had said for years, but my own raw words. God, I don't understand everything, but I believe Jesus died for me. I believe he rose again. I need his forgiveness be my hope. The new peace. I can't describe it fully, but something shifted inside me that night. The fear loosened. The uncertainty melted. For the first time, I didn't just wish I would be accepted by God. I knew I was. Not because of me, but because of him. I returned to that forum days later, scrolled back to the original post and smiled. This time, if someone asked me, what is your hope after this life? My answer was clear. My hope is in Jesus Christ, because he loved me, forgave me, and promised me eternal life. And his promises never fail. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I had ignored that post, if I had scrolled past without stopping. But I didn't. One honest question led me to examine my soul, to confront my fears, and to discover a hope that is secure. It wasn't a debate that changed me.